Hi, Lucy. I'm just looking at your email here, and I can see why you're asking this first question about the PowerPoint slides, which is something that I hadn't imagined would, because I hadn't thought that students would need PowerPoints. But if that's the way you're organizing it, there's no reason why you can't continue doing so. Um, let's just have a look then. If we go to the. Oh, that's completely wrong. So here we are. If we go to the no edit folder, you've got the assessment briefs and feedback. So for the listening portfolio brief, this here, I can see why you're asking this question about PowerPoints because for the entry one, a PowerPoint supported lecture, and if we go over to these entries, the reason that I suggested using the lecture video with presentation points rather than these other possibilities was that I thought the PowerPoints would encourage good note taking practice. And if we go then to the listening portfolio entry 2, which they've just completed here, they have to take notes here and here and here, and this is part of the assessment. So if you go to the listening portfolio feedback sheet, this is something you're going to ultimately have to consider when you mark their final listening portfolio entry. And you can see that for the understanding of content, you've got exemplar notes, and also for the personal response. Now, you ask in your email, do I have to assess their discussion in the formative listening? I didn't. I wouldn't, it doesn't matter if you haven't done so, but you will have to for the summative, because if we look at that feedback sheet, the personal response, and the personal response is the part where they are discussing it, is part of the assessment. It's worth here. My eyesight's going, but I think it's 20. Is that 20 or 30% there? And it's 30%. And note, yeah, all of this is about their performance in the discussion. So it's outstanding engagement with the participants, outstanding critical analysis with useful use of evidence and reasoning. So, they've got to refer to the listening passage, but that personal response is what they discuss in the discussion part, and it is 30% of their final mark. Let me just check that I've covered your. So, do I assess the discussion and summative? Yes. Do they need to do another listening for homework? That's entirely up to you. And I see. So, week 5, because I said I'd ask you, also because we're going to do another. I'd say whatever's easiest for you. So, if you want to do it, then do it. Everything is flexible. I think they do like doing listenings, but for homework, but that's up to you to decide. And so feel free to change. The only thing you can't change is the final assessment, and you need to look at the brief, you need to look at the feedback form, and that's what you're leading up to. But everything else is flexible. Do get back to me if you've got any other questions. Bye.